Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today, before I head off on my trek today up the North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway, I had to stop and get a little bit of expensive gas. I love it. $94.82. I'm not smiling right now. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, and I'm here at the North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway, and they're having an open house event today, and we're going to get to walk inside and kind of check out things. And this is really exciting for me because I have never been inside the fence here before. I've always been on this side just taking pictures of this old abandoned racetrack, and it's kind of a magical moment because it's not going to be abandoned very much longer. They actually bringing some racing back here, so this ought to be exciting. Let's go inside and see what we can see. So we have quite a few people still filing in to the parking area just for this open house event. A lot of race fans showing up. As you can see, all along down through there's parking. People are really excited. So when we walk into the racetrack, the first thing we see is some old cars. Wine House, Dink, B29. Here's an interesting looking sign. Oh yeah, White Lightning. And when you walk over here, look at this old car. Granny's old washer isn't working still. So right here is the front entrance to the facility. As you can see, they have some old cars around here, and down here we got some old race cars, like dirt cars. And we got some really old school cars that maybe ran here back in the 40s and 50s. There's just a little peek. We're up here at the top of the grandstands. You can start to see a little bit of the track in there. That's kind of exciting. This right here behind me is the Winston Tower. You do not know how many times I have driven up here and seen this and always wanted to like get close to it, but I couldn't because it was all fenced up and gated and everything. But now my chance is here, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go up and actually touch it. So I actually have a door over here that I'm sure I'm not going in, but I just wanted to come up here and just touch it. I've always wanted to do that. So now I've done it. That's some NASCAR history. I mean, you don't see that no more. It says North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's got the old Winston logo on it. And I'm sure this is not going to be here too much longer as this refurbishment gets pushed forward. Probably end up painting over all this, putting something else on it. Maybe it'd just say North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway in big letters. So we're right up here at the top of the front straightaway area, and this building right here, it's got restrooms and refreshments, signage, and it still looks pretty rough. I don't think they've done too much on this end of the racetrack, but there you go. That's about as close as I can get to it. They have us kind of roped off. And here we are on the front stretch. These old metal seats. Got a few cars down there, kind of give you an idea what it looks like here. When we pan around. A lot of history when I look at this place with my own eyes. Just think about all the racing greats that ran this track. So in the past, when I would come here and take pictures, I would always see this building right here beside of me. And this is down in turn 4 at the racetrack. And I don't know what this actually was. I don't know if it was like a suite or whatever back then, but the roof was like caving in on it. And one thing they have done so far with refurbishment is they tore the rest of that off. So it's definitely cleaned up. It's just one level now, but it used to be 2 levels, and the whole roof was just caving in on itself. And it looks like they've done a great job of cleaning it off and making it a little bit more safer for people to walk around for an event like this. So that's a good job. And here's your shot of the front straightaway grandstands. Looking down through there. And now it's our turn. We're going to take a walk out here on the racetrack. Here in this little opening in the fence. And walk around and investigate this place. Everybody's out here having fun on these bank corners. This is so awesome. I'm on North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway right now, where greats like Dale Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt. I mean, this is the place where some big battles happen. You know, Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Bodine. I mean, there's all kind of great stories that happen right here on this racing surface. And that is freaking awesome. I'm so giddy right now. This is so cool. So this here is turn 4 as we kind of try to zoom in. I wish when you're at racetracks, when you're filming, it just never does it justice about how banked something is. You know, it doesn't. When I was at Charlotte earlier this year, and here it don't either, but maybe with me down here on ground level, maybe it'll help a little bit. You can kind of see that is, this place is so cool. I cannot wait to come here and watch a race. Here we are down here at the, right there's the old flag stand and the old finish line area. And then you can really look at the shape those upper boxes are in. Look at that. It's really caved in and decaying. They have a lot of work ahead of them to get all this fixed. I would imagine they're just going to tear it down and just build all new. That's what you would think. But that's a lot of structural damage down there on that end. So I was looking across the way there over in turn 2. You can actually see a, looks like a part of a tree or a bush or something growing up through the grandstand. And then right here we have the old lap counter and the top 7 run order. And then right here we have the old victory lane. So right here in the middle of the screen, you see that lift. It's like got a red base on it and like the white railing. Back in the day when the cars would win, one of the fans here was telling me they actually drive the race car on that lift. It lifts it up and then it puts it on the roof. And this is actually victory lane. So that is really cool because they actually said this is the first track to ever do that. And they're actually going to bring it back in the future, and that's how victory lane is going to be run. You're actually going to put your car on that lift, take you up on the top where the fans in the grandstand can see you really good, and you're not down so low. So that's really exciting. So since I've been out here walking around this front straightaway, I want to tell you something about it that's pretty cool. And it shows these old tracks have a lot of character. You know, much like Darlington Motor Speedway has different bank corners, different radiuses. Like turn 1 and 2 at Darlington is very much a long sweeping corner. You know, where you enter low, you drift up high, and you go back down on the back straightaway. And then turn 3 and 4 at Darlington was totally different. You know, it was a much tighter corner where you just went in and prayed you didn't hit the wall. So this track, the thing that makes it unique and it's so odd, and you can feel it when you're out here walking, I'm gonna tell you, the front straightaway is downhill and the back straightaway is uphill, and you can actually feel it and you can actually see it when you're here in person. Don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but you can definitely feel it in person.
We're not at the walk-hill road, we're at the racetrack.
So this is pretty cool as I'm looking down into turn 1. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera, but it is definitely downhill. So when I turn around, we look, this is actually looking back toward turn 4, and it's actually uphill. So as far as the back straightaway being uphill, I don't know if you can really tell, but I'm going to shoot it anyway. But over there's turn 2. You enter on the back straightaway, and right here, you're going uphill. And it is, when you're here, you can actually see it as you get up to turn 4. There on turn 3, you can see remnants of the old Junior Johnson grandstand signage. That is pretty cool. Hey guys, I just want to let you know something. I was just thinking about something so funny. Way back in 1989, they actually had a race here. It was called the Holly Farms 400. And it was 3 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt was leading, okay, under caution. They took the green, 3 laps to go. Ricky Rudd's right behind him, and then Jeff Bodine. And they raced really hard those last laps, and when they took the white flag lap right down there in turn 1, Ricky Rudd got a run off of 4, got beside Earnhardt as they go down the hill, and Earnhardt kind of pinched him down at the bottom. Both of them end up spinning out down there in the middle, 1 and 2. Jeff Bodine squirt through, wins the race. Phenomenal. Place went crazy. It was unbelievable. It's really awesome to be out here and think about that. They come off of that corner side by side, went down the front straightaway, took the white flag right here at the flag stand, went off into turn 1 and 2, and right there's where it happened. History in the making. So I just wanted to fill you in unless you didn't know. The racing surface here looks amazing. It really does look good. You can tell they put some sealant on it and filled the cracks in, and there's no more grass growing up through it. Like, I've seen so many pictures online with grass growing up through the pavement itself, and so that looks really good. And they do have some trees and bushes and shrubs, as you know, over there in turn 2 to cut down. It's in the actual grandstand, but other than that, everything looks in really good shape as far as the racing surface. So this August here in 2022, you're going to have a grass route promotion, and you'll have some racing going on. And then in September, they're actually going to take up all this old asphalt pavement, and it's going to be all dirt. And then racing will return once again in October, and then you're going to have some dirt track racing here at North Wilkesboro. I'm sure a lot of people are going to love that, because that is just really old school. This place has not been dirt since the 1940s, probably 1949, I think, or 48 is when they paved this place. So you're going way back to the 40s since it was last dirt. So that'd be a big deal. And after that happens, then the next project I think they're going to be doing, they're going to really get into refurb and rebuilding some of this stuff here, and doing a complete repave at that point in time. So that's really exciting. Maybe NASCAR Truck Series in the 2024, who knows? Your guess is good as mine, but I think it's good to just be positive, right? So let's just believe that 2024, maybe the Camping World Truck Series of NASCAR will return right here. Not really return, they've never been here before, but they're going to race here. I'll put money on it. Here's a thought. How many people failed down this steep embankment when a race was over? After they've been watching the race out in the hot sun all day, they're all sweaty, they've been drinking way too much alcohol, and then you got to traverse down this this thing is banked. This is banked more than the banking out there in the turns on the racetrack. How many people failed right here and had to be helped up? I would love to know that. I guarantee you there's a ton of people that have stories of like, yeah, I failed there, I was drunk. So at the moment, we're about 1 hour and 45 minutes into this event. As you can see, the driveway leading in is full of cars and vehicles. And as I pan down this way, there's still parking cars way out there in the field. And quite a bit more cars here when I got here. So this has definitely been a pretty popular event, as people here local getting off from work, making their way out to the Speedway to take a walk around and check everything out. And everybody's got a ton of stories, and it's been a lot of fun so far. So this has been a great event, and I've really enjoyed it. All right, friends, that will pretty much do it for me today. I had a wonderful time out at this open house event here at the North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway. It was really cool going inside and looking at that old racetrack and just thinking about all the history and everything that took place right there on that hollowed ground. You know, there's no other track like that that has a front straightaway it goes downhill and the back straightaway it goes uphill. Just think about that. That is just unbelievable. A lot of character. I like that. So that being said, that will do it. Great times, a lot of people, a lot of excitement, a lot of stories today. I talked to all kinds of people, and it was just so much fun to hear their stories where they used to come and set up in those very grandstands and cheer on their favorite drivers, and all the drama that followed back then, because the stars were massive. They were huge names in the sport, and it was always a rivalry, and it was just so many people so excited to be back walking around that racetrack sharing stories. So that was really great. And another thing, people had a lot of excitement for racing to come in August and in October. It's going to be a lot of good racing going on here on the asphalt, and then October when they take the pavement up, it's going to be a dirt track for a little while. do a few dirt races here. That's going to be really cool. And then even people are already starting to talk about the NASCAR, maybe the truck series here in 2024. Who knows? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what they're saying. They believe it's going to happen. They're just doing too much to this track to get it fixed up and make it really nice. So that is it. I'm done today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time making it. This was a lot of fun for me. And if you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. And if you like today's content, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any great stories, as a beautiful truck just goes by, if you have any great stories about this racetrack, stories, anything, events, put it down in the comment section down below. I love to read them, and I love to hear from you. So that being said, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good day. So at the moment, I'm actually driving out the exit here of the Speedway, and something that they might want to think about in the future, and one reason I think it's kind of a big hurdle to get NASCAR back here, is just the access to the racetrack is so small. Okay, this is the road that leads to the racetrack. You see it, right? Look at that. It's just a regular two-way highway that it's like people live on this highway. You know, it's not like going to Charlotte Motor Speedway or anything like that. I mean, you got people's houses here. You can see the track right there. You just got houses. Look, there are a few mobile homes up there. And could you imagine? And I know they used to back in the days. You see that big old bug guts right there on my windshield. But right there is the entrance to the racetrack. And there it is. That's all it is. But as you see, this road is quite narrow. Could you imagine driving a big 18-wheeler, hauling a race car or two to this racetrack? I don't know. It's right off of 421, the track is, but you have to drive down this road just to get to the track. So I think they would have to make some changes to make it more friendly for these big transfer truckers and things like that to get in, because this road is very narrow. It's very small, and I couldn't imagine, I'm in just a mid-sized truck, I couldn't imagine being in a 18-wheeler, you know, in that kind of traffic on these roads. So that's just something to think about. I can't wait to see what they do to address that in the future. I think that's going to be key.